Oh man, she did what? Why is the government always lying? That's not your fault. That was your mother's job. I know it sucks. It's hard, but it's fair. If we don't get our heads out of our collective asses, we're gonna be lost in the sauce. You knew he was sorry when you met him at DHS. Come on, baby girl. What's the solution? Look, I know I'm fucked up.
Hey, getting back on topic. Where are the religious leaders in the midst of this COVID-19 jive? I was just talking with Candy Lady. Somehow or another we got disconnected. But I was just talking with her. I do not want to see any pastor out here with that mask on. Oh, preacher, if I see you with that mask on, you got some explaining to do. I don't see what I think, the type of presence that I think there should be amongst the religious leaders right now with all this stuff going on. I was just talking to Candy Lady and I said, Jesus went among the lepers. You know what I mean? He healed the lepers. He went among sick people, rose the dead. He went in places, and the term Christian loosely means Christ-like, correct? Followers of Christ. The good book says when the disciples were taken aback by the things that Jesus had done, he said, "You'll do these things and greater." That's what he said. So I take that to mean if you out here hollering out that Christian stuff, especially if you're a Christian leader, oh homie, you should really be out here putting in work. You should be amongst the people. You should be walking with the people. And I don't see that. I see people like Creflo, I Need a Dollar, living his best life. I see TD Flake Jakes out here living his best life. Joel Out for Self Osteen doing his thing like it's always been done. And I just don't see the present. I mean, you look these guys up. Net worth $8 million. Net worth $12 million. And if you're coming to me in the name of one of the most unmaterialistic people who has ever walked the earth, I would think that you're going to be using all of this money to help the people. And I don't see a representation of that. I don't see these mega church leaders. I see they got another Azusa, Woman Thou Art Loose meeting coming down the pipe. Let me get that paper. Woman, loose that paper. That's the way I look at it. Because whenever we have these tragedies, I never see them. I think they exposed Joel Osteen when they had the flood down there. Who came to people's rescue in Houston? Who came to people's rescue? Trey the Truth. He isn't even a mainstream rapper. Awesome rapper, great underground rapper though he is. He put his money to work, buying little boats and flotation devices and getting people out of there and blankets and stuff. While on the other hand, Joel Osteen had the doors to the church closed. And to my naive brain, I would think that that's the first place people would find refuge is the church house that so many people take their money to. So many grandmas go and pay tithes and offering. So many people, give donations and things like that, and they get tax breaks from the government. It strikes me as so odd that every time we have a tragedy like this happen, I never hear nothing from pastor. And I'm not saying everyone, because I know there's going to be some stumped down, devout Christians that say, not my pastor, Sean, not my pastor. Well, that might not be the case for you. But 9 times out of 10, the good pastors, the people who I do see devote their lives to helping people and blessing the community, they don't usually have the means to go beyond helping a couple of families out. But these people that I see have multi-million-dollar companies, you can call it a church, I refer to it as a company, because they got a supreme hustle going on with that church stuff. Now, that's not to say that I'm against church or Christianity, but the institution of religion, man, them people ain't worth a quarter as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion about it. I don't think a lot of those people really are, I don't think a lot of those people are really about that life, for lack of a better phrase. I don't think they are. You talk to some of these Christians online, and they make every excuse known to man for these people and their shortcomings. They don't want to realize that these people are just that, regular people. And for whatever reason, be it the gift of gab or they got a good choir, they send them their money. I was at a revival one time because I like to go in there. I don't like to just be talking out the side of my neck. I like to have firsthand experience. And it may be not silly of me, but if I go to a person's church and I see somebody in a wheelchair in there, I just turn around and walk out. Y'all ain't about that Christian life in here, because Christ was standing people up out of wheelchairs. He was raising people from the dead. And if you are a Christian and you have read the Bible, Christ said, these things you will do and greater. In my 35 years of existence, I have not seen greater. I have yet to see any of these Christians or pastors and deacons, I have yet to see any of them do the things that Christ did. And he charged them saying, you will do greater things than this. I'll tell you what I have seen. I've seen the same thing out of religious leaders that I have seen out of the government. Self-interest. I don't know how you start a church and end up with a Learjet. But oh, them jokers on TBN got Learjets, baby. And I look up the price of how much a Learjet, not how much a Learjet costs, how much it costs to keep it in a hangar somewhere. Unreal. What it costs to house one of those jets every month is what my mortgage is. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yes, Donovan, I'm 35 years old. I was blessed with good genes. And I keep telling people I'm a vampire, man. I'm really 135, Joker. But I digress. I'm messing with my homeboy. It is unreal. And you talk about you're a follower of Christ. Christ never asked the people for anything. When you see instances in the New Testament where Christ asked for something, what did he ask the little boy for? His fish and his bread. And what did Christ do? Christ fed the multitudes. And then after he got done, he said, hey, little homie, thank you for your obedience. Here, take all this with you. That's what he did. That's what Christ was about. Christ was about blessing the people and helping the people. And there are so many lazy Christians out there who go sit up in a building every Sunday, week after week, Monday night's Bible study, Wednesday night Bible study, and Saturday choir rehearsal. And they go in there and they hide in those buildings. That is not what Christ charged Christians with. What he charged them with was spreading the gospel. What did the disciples do? They went out amongst the people. I don't see anybody from the church walking the streets. I got stopped the other day, about 2 weeks ago. I got stopped by a Jehovah's Witness. Little old lady, trembling old. She looked like she should have probably been clutching her purse when she saw me enter the grocery store. But she didn't. As I came out of the grocery store, she hobbled over to me. She was dangerously old. And she hobbled over to me and said, son, are you ready for Jehovah's return? Being who I am and as silly as I am, I said, no, tell me about it. And she goes on to tell me about Jehovah and the great hereafter and whatnot and how I should be living my life. And I said, well, I appreciate your time and everything. I just don't believe in a lot of that Who Shot John. And she says, well, why did you stand here and listen to me? I said, well, for me, it's because you had the courage to stop and talk to me. A young black dude with a whole bunch of tattoos. And I thought, you got to be a good person. I feel like that. I don't all the way agree with all their ideologies and with the witnesses either, but I feel like they are the closest representation to what Christ was about. This little woman, no fear. Let me tell you something. Anytime you're a black guy, even though I'm not very big, when you come to little people, old people, and white people, you are a big black dude. If you're over 6 feet, you're over 5'9", you're a big black dude. And I'm 6'1". So to this little old woman, I should have been a big bad black man, but I was not. She walked up to me and I felt like whoever she believes in, she has imbued her with the courage to come to people who look like me. And I'll stop and I will respect you and listen to you because you had the courage to approach me. They still got some weird stuff going on with that too, but I feel like they are the closest representation of what Christ was about. All these other people, man, I heard This is, I always want my people to know this isn't firsthand knowledge that I have here. This is what I heard. You know, there's a lot of fake news on the internet, but I heard Creflo Dollar has set up a Cash App so that in this time of social distancing, his congregation can still pay their tithes via Cash App. And I was angry when I said, are you serious? So instead of taking all those millions of dollars that he already has and giving it to the people, going to make sure that Miss Gladys' light bill is paid, going out and making sure that people have toilet paper for whatever reason. That's the thing with COVID-19. You got to get toilet paper. That's what they're saying. No, you need toilet paper. I think that's a little bit of that social conditioning, if you ask me. That's my thoughts on it. But I ain't going to get into my conspiracy theories right now. I want to stay on topic with these spiritual leaders who from my background, gangbanging, I feel like they false flagging. That's what I feel like. I feel like a lot of these spiritual leaders are false flagging. They are running around hollering out Christ, this Christ, this Christ. But then when it get funky, like some guys that I've seen in jail, it's Crip, it's Crip, it's Crip. Until it turned into a Crip situation and then they're sitting on their bunk. And that's the same mentality that I see from these spiritual leaders. I see it's Christ, it's Jesus, Jesus over here. And then when it gets funky, now where are your Christ-like attributes? Where are they? Now it's time to show some love, care, and concern. Now it's time to show some unity and togetherness. Now it's time to be a blessing, because people have been blessing you day in, day out, year after year, Sunday after Sunday. And now we're not receiving any of the benefits. There's one scripture about paying tithes in Malachi, and it has been remixed 1,000 times about paying tithes and putting it to the storehouse so that there is something in time of famine. This is a time of famine. We've been putting tithes and offering into the plate for years. Where are you, Pastor? Where are you, T.D. Jakes? Woman, thou art loose. Negro, thy pockets you should loose. That's what I want. I want you to bless the people. I'm not saying for me, bless the Most High. I have been blessed to be an essential worker. And I've been able to work during this time. And I've been able to provide for myself and my family during this time. But there are millions of people out there who can't. I talked with my cousin in California, and they've been locked down for, I think this is their 3rd week. They're not able to provide. And they shouldn't have to, because you've been putting into the storehouse of pastor's church for years. And now here we are in a bad situation, and pastor ain't breaking bread. And I take serious issue with that. And people criticize me because I say, listen, the place in hell for those pastors who ain't doing properly right is going to be extra hot. I believe that 100%. I stand on that. You are leading the people astray. You are not of the people. You're not for the people. You are a leech. You are actually detrimental to the people. You've been passing around that bronze plate for years. You've been having a building fund up for 20 years. So do I. What's up, Lloyd? I see you, baby. But I got to get back to talking this talk because it is disheartening. Because I seen my grandmother paying these people for years. I seen my mother paying tithes and offering for years. And then you look up and you think you're going to get my money too? No, I'm not going to put one more rim on your Cadillac. I'm not going to put one more suit in your closet. I think that this is a time where people need to start exercising the ability to do some critical thinking. Oh, I'm not saying don't read your Bible. I'm not saying don't be a Christian. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is get out of those buildings. Get out of those buildings. That money that you would have gave him, let's 4 or 5 of us get together and create a fund in our community that we all put into, and then when times like this come, we can all draw out of. Because I haven't seen anybody draw anything out of the church except for hopes. Except for hopes. That's it. I hope the COVID-19 don't wipe us out. Oh, let's get on our face and pray. How about get in your pocket and unask some of that money? When are you going to do that? When are you going to start writing some checks? When are you going to start taking care of the people who have taken care of the church for years and years and years? There is no way in the world the good people of the church should be suffering right now. There's no way in the world, with all that money these churches take in, you're a nonprofit organization, so that means you're tax exempt. So that means you got all sorts of grants, you get all sorts of funding. You're down at the food bank. You're down at the food bank getting this stuff every month. I know. I've gone in my younger years. I've gone with the pastors. I've gone with the youth ministry, and I see all the food and the juicy juices and stuff that they give these people every month. They do this every single month. Where's it at for the people? I will say salute and I applaud the Little Rock School District. I don't know how many other school districts are doing it, but they are providing the kids with breakfast and lunch during this. I don't look for the schoolhouse. I look for the pastor. I look for these guys who tell me that tithing and offering is my gateway, is my pathway to the hereafter, to something better, to something greater. We got hell right now. If I believe the statistics and the numbers that are out there right now, I don't care if one person has died from COVID-19. That's too many. And I think that pastors should have the same zeal when it comes to their flock. When it comes to their congregation, I think they should have that same passion. I think they should break themselves. I'm not saying Creflo Dollar has to give up his jet, but at least pawn it for a little while so you can get some money to give to the people. Man, bust down some of that offering that you've been getting all these years. Bust down some of those tithes and give it to the people. Maybe you'll earn your way, earn your spot to the Hall of Fame. Maybe that'll get some of the marks off your soul and get you into heaven. Because right now, man, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. I think that Jesus Christ has some of the poorest representatives and the worst PR that anybody can have. I believe that. They got worse PR than NBA Youngboy. I believe that, man. There's some people out here running around. You doggone right. Pawn the jet. I'm saying, do something. Show me that you about the people. Show me, take a loan out against it. Show me that you're for the people. I don't think these people are for the people. They're for themselves. And they are making money hand over fist. Whenever you set up a GoFundMe or Cash App or whatever the thing is, so that your congregation, while we're not able to move around freely, can send in money, people are hurting out here. People are in need in record numbers. And they're still asking for money. They're still asking for things. You are the worst kind of person known to man. You're a leech. That's what you are. What they used to call them when I was a youngster, a moocher. That's the word, moocher. You're moochers. And it's horrible. And I wish that so many people weren't so mystified with the church house and everything that goes on in there, to where they could see, hey man, this dude ain't for the right things. I'm not talking to the people who have a pastor who's about the community. My boyhood pastor, he may not want to be associated with the views expressed by Arshawn Wade and the Angry Nerd podcast, so I won't say his name or the name of his church organization. But what I will say is, one thing that I loved about him is that I saw him in a uniform. I won't say what kind of uniform, because then people might put two and two together to figure out who he is. But Kenneth Copeland, hey man, let's go. Yeah, Kenneth Copeland, John Hagee, all of them jokers over there, man. Jesse Duplantis, I really liked Jesse Duplantis when I was a youngster, because he was fired up and he was always on the cusp of cursing. I think Jesse Duplantis in his personal life curses. Nobody talks like that without cursing. But I digress. These people who are in these major positions, because that's one thing I always respected about my boyhood pastor, is that his main source of income wasn't the church. The money that went into the church went back to the church. And to this day, even with my personal views and beliefs about Christianity and religion, I still respect him as a man and as a spiritual leader, because of the things that I saw growing up, because I used to see him in that uniform. because I knew that beyond church, he did other things to provide for his family. I knew that when I put money in that offering plate, it wasn't going to put a new rim on his car. It wasn't going to put a new suit in his closet. And I believe that. But I see other churches, very large churches who will remain nameless, except for the ones that I've already named, because they are mega churches. Bust down, man. It's time to start giving back to the people. If you're not going to give to the people, then you need to get out the business. Or you need to go ahead and let people know, hey, man, I'm on the hustle. You created a big enough following. There's some lost people out there that are still following you and still give you their money. But you need to stop standing up there in front of the people acting like you're for the people, because you are not. And this isn't to diss Christianity or religion as a whole, but it is to call to task those religious leaders who have millions of dollars, who have a large following, and they are not putting forth an effort to help the people. They're not helping the people. And that's my biggest problem with them. I love to see what you guys think. I love to read the comments. I see some names being thrown out. He's talking about Kenneth Copeland. And yeah, that's right, Mark, a greedy nation. And that's one of the byproducts of capitalism. But now you're going to get me to talking about anarchism and stuff like that and politics, and I don't care to do that right now. But that is one of the byproducts of capitalism. Everything is for sale, including Jesus. Not disrespecting Jesus, but I'm saying there's some people out here who are peddling Jesus, who are standing on the shoulders of Jesus and putting a lot of money in their pocket. And the people are not reaping the benefits of that. If these people were about Christ and were about living like Christ lived, all those millions of dollars would have already been turned over to the people. There wouldn't be a person in there who's struggling to pay a bill in their congregation. There wouldn't be anyone in their community who is in need. Because you think about somebody who has $8, $10, $12 million, and you're in, you know how many people you could help in Arkansas? That would be the answer to the homeless crisis. That would be the answer to poverty. That would be the answer to starvation, malnutrition. There's so much that could be done with that money that isn't getting done. And if these people are for the right things, and I hope they see this, I want to share this video with all the church groups, because I refrain from using very many curse words. I think I might have said ass once. That'll make twice, so they might have to bleep that out. But I do hope they hear that. I do hope that one of the large media, social media platforms plays this video and calls these guys to task. Hold them accountable. Make them come off of some of that dough and help the people. Bless the game one time. You've been abundantly blessed. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Much has been given to you. When are you going to give back? And I'm going to continue to put a bogus nickname with you. Creflo, I need $1. TD Flake Jakes. And Joel Alpha Self Osteen. When are you going to give back to the people? I ain't talking about no chump change either. I ain't talking about none of that sucker give to your wife's nonprofit organization and charity and none of that. Dump some millions out into the people. Let's see you go out and dump some millions out into the people. All the people who haven't been able to work. Let's see you dump some money into them. Man, my name is Arshawn Wade, aka The Angry Nerd. You can catch me on Wednesdays and Saturdays on the Angry Nerd podcast. Expressing my views and beliefs about things that are going on in today's society, whether it be pop culture, religion, politics, which I tend to steer clear of. But be safe. Look out for your loved ones. It's trying times out there. I want everybody to know that I care about you. I pray for humanity and this country as a whole, because we're in a bad way right now, especially if we're being treated like this by the people who are supposed to have our best interests at heart. It's tough times out there, folks. So it's time to draw nigh unto your people, and it's time to start working together, because we see the people, the powers that be, they are not for us. They are not taking care of us. They are not looking out for us. So it is up to me and you to come together It is time to come together and stop going down to that building every Sunday and hiding out. And let's get out in these communities and let's band together. Let's exercise some love. Let's exercise some fearlessness. I know it's tough. Some of these neighborhoods are tough. But if you really stand on the shoulders of Christ, if you really about that life, you will be okay. But it's time to stop being scared and stop letting these people take our money. Let's stop letting them browbeat us and guilt us into giving them our money, because now we're in a bad situation and we see where they're at. They're up in their high houses on the hill and they're living high off of the hog, all off of our hard-earned dollars. You don't got to go to no church house. He said, where 2 or 3 are there, he's gathered in the midst. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, he is there in the midst. So we don't need to go to the church house. We can get out in these streets and start trying to help people. If you got an old person that lives next door, somebody who's handicapped, let's get out there and try to be a blessing. Be a blessing and get a blessing. Peace. I'm out.